I'm getting
So
there. It's
Robin-
loading. It's loading. I'm sorry.
Damn, man.
No, you're fine.
Dial up, dog. AOL.
Legit though. I hate my internet. You know why? My internet, this is how stupid this company is. Okay.
Uh-oh.
My internet is connected to my television.
Oh man.
And
Like your
my
cable?
home phone. Yeah, sorry. My digital cable is connected to that.
So
And
this
then
is some dial-up type shit.
it's legit dial-up, and I'm like, Rogers. Rogers is the equivalent to AT&T in the States. So like that's where I'm at. I don't want to cry.
Oh shit. Man,
AT&T
mom about
is
to be like,
big here.
I gotta use the phone right quick.
Get off the phone so I can use the internet.
literally go off. But yeah, I'm open now. We're good.
I'm vengeance.
That's all it is, man. A leap of faith.
This is the way. Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Tells me I'm relentless.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Film Optics, brought to you by the Drive-In Podcast Network, where we discuss film, TV, and everything pop culture related. I'm your host, Christian, and I'm joined by the man himself, Devin, and two special guests. We have Leo from Geekly Goods and Amanda from Candid Cinema. And today we are going to be discussing Fear Street Part 2, 1978. But before we get into the introductions really quick, just wanted to let everyone know that you can listen to our podcast on platforms around the internet. And if you're a new or seasoned listener to the show, we would love to hear from you guys. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Film Optics. That is Optics with an X. And of course, let's actually start introducing our guests here. We have Leo from Geekly Goods. How are you doing today, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? I appreciate that. I'm doing well, just another day in paradise here. Black Widow shattering some box office records, so that is a plus.
The movies are back, baby.
They're back, baby.
Hey.
We back, y'all. Dolby Cinema, IMAX, man. And I'm glad for you, Amanda, that you're going to be able to go to movie theaters again, because it has been such an experience getting to see this and Godzilla vs. Kong and so many other movies back in theaters. It is so nice to be back, y'all. Like, what a joyous time it is.
Yes, it is. And we have Amanda from Candid Cinema. How are you doing today? How's your soccer team doing? Your football team?
My football. Oh my God. I literally haven't been this happy in a very long time. Italy won the Euro Cup. So I'm so happy. I've been like driving around my area, honking Italian flags everywhere. It's like the place to be. So I'm ecstatic. But
Let's go.
Let's go. I'm even more excited though to be here with you fine gentlemen to talk about Fear Street 1978.
Oh, thank you very much for those kind words.
It's spooky season. It feels like it's like right in the heart of October, but it's July.
It's Stranger Things season 3 all over again, because that released, what was it, July 4th, about a year ago. And actually, I think today, when through my memories thing on Facebook, I think me and Devin released our Stranger Things 3 review on this day in 2019. So that was a lot of fun. I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, oh yeah, back when we were Broke Boy Media, I think it was. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Seems like forever ago. But Devin, my co-host, how are you today, man?
It's a good day.
It's a good day.
Apparently, it was too long of a weekend for you. Should have cut it short.
I feel like it's just I did a lot of errands. Like ran a lot of errands yesterday. Went to the gym, but like that was it. It was, and I kind of I didn't have anything planned. Like I was recuperating from last week from 4th of July. That was a mess of itself. For sure. It literally felt like it was World War III outside with the amount of like fireworks that were going on. But I did have a good time. It was just a lot. So I used this weekend to kind of just recuperate and chill pretty much.
Watch any Titans?
No. No.
No, thank you.
Did you watch any Titans, Leo?
Lord.
Far too much.
Woo! How many episodes did you blow through to get through that ending in one sitting?
So Thursday through Saturday, I blew through 9.
Woo! I think you spaced them out more than I did, because It was rough. It was rough, guys. Oh my gosh. And you know what? We're going to be back for season 3, Leo. It's okay.
Absolutely.
I'm out.
I was out from the first trailer.
I'm out.
It's the closest thing we have to Teen Titans, y'all. Like it is.
And it's not.
And it's not even close.
Like,
they tried.
Look, I watched Teen Titans go over this.
Honestly, yeah. Yes, I will. Because that was very, very rough. And well, see, now I have to watch Superman and Lois myself.
So good, dog. So
I really need I need a good TV show to get into. Maybe after Sam and Cat's over. I'm just checking. I just keep falling into these Nickelodeon sitcoms like one after another. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. But yes, so to get a little bit back on track, we are going to be reviewing the latest, the second film of the latest Netflix trilogy. I think this is like the first time having like a trilogy kind of thing going on, like an event like this, as far as I can remember. But yeah, let's get into our Fear Street Part 2, 1978 review right after this.
Hello? It's not over. You are our last chance. How do we end this?
You have to go back to 1978.
The first day of camp.
All right, y'all. And we are back in our Fear Street Part 2, 1978 review. We are going to do a little bit of a initial reaction first for those who haven't seen it just yet. It is available now on Netflix, but just in case you haven't, been keeping up with the Joneses, we'll do a little bit of a non-spoiler section for you guys because we love you that much. But I wanted to pass it over to Devin. Give me your first initial reactions that I almost spoiled for you unintentionally. So just go ahead and give me your thoughts.
Yeah, so I survived that spoiler, I guess. I think it was pretty similar to the first one, just kind of a fun horror movie, fun slasher type movie. I think I might have liked the first one a little bit more. I don't really know what the consensus is, but I think I enjoyed especially the kills in the first one more. They were more creative and entertaining than this one, but overall, pretty just entertaining, fun movie. Sadie Sink is great. Do we know if there's going to be a Stranger Things alum in the third one? They've had one for each of the first two.
That is true. I do not know. Any guesses? Because we were talking about what we said, Dustin or Caleb, possibly.
Steve Harrington. That's what I want.
Who?
That'd be fun.
Ooh,
that'd be fun.
Steve Harrington shows up.
That would be good. Oh my God.
He should have been the killer in this one. That would have been cool.
That actually would have been really nice. Well, I really don't know. I was very surprised to I was surprised to see Maya Hawke in the first one, but she didn't last very long. And then, of course, Sadie Sink with this one definitely steals the show. But before we get into my thoughts, I'll pass it over to Amanda. Give us your initial thoughts of Fear Street Part 2.
I actually enjoyed the second one more than the first one. I feel like the second one kind of found its footing a bit more. They knew what they wanted to do. And we also had the knowledge from the first one going into the second. So I think that helped it a bit more because we wanted to know about, C. Berman and that backstory and all of that. And it kind of felt like a ghost story in essence. It's like, come around the campfire, guys. And it was like that kind of feel, which I love because of Camp Nightwing. So I really enjoyed that part. But yeah, I just felt like the pacing was better. It moved quicker. I love the kills in this one. I was like impressed. I was like actually speaking to the screen and I'm like, oh my God, they did this. Wow, this came out of nowhere. That looks cool. And I was just like very engaged while watching. But yeah, it was really fun, this one. And I like Friday the 13th, like paying homage to that. It's not my favorite horror film. So it was just weird that I enjoyed this one more than the first one. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really love the soundtrack in this one. All the needle drops were perfect and I was vibing and yeah, it was good.
All right. Leo, what about you?
Yeah. I actually like the first one.
He was Leo was like mid slurp. He's like, oh,
Yeah, basically. I like the first one maybe just a tad bit more. I think what I liked about the first one is the group was a little more enjoyable. And so when they ended up dying, I had like a lot more stake in that group. Because you had to like such likable characters in that one. And it's not that people aren't likable in this, but where I think this falls a little flat is in the middle. Unfortunately, you have two big characters exploring a cave. And so whenever it kind of transitions back into that, for me, it kind of takes me out of it a little bit. Because I'm just like, all right, I want them to be a part of the story. I want them to be a part of the upper ground, what's going on the land. They felt so far removed. But I did still thoroughly enjoy it. Great homage to Friday the 13th, because of course those are camp movies. So it was a nice homage to that. I thought the killer was interesting. I like that it was like the sweet boyfriend, like it's kind of like the one you would least expect. So I thought that was like such a cool turn on the head there. And yeah, I like the twist a lot because it even threw me through a loop. C. Berman, so I'm gonna say. Threw me through a heck of a loop, but it was fun and engaging, and just like the first one, just all around a good thrill ride. I do think some of the kills in the first one are more creative, and then I love the needle drops in this one. So good.
Okay. Yeah. So I would definitely have to agree with you guys on that because I watched the second one twice. I've only watched the first one once, but I do want to go back and watch the first one again because in our part one review, when me and Devin kind of went over it, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I do definitely agree that it's weird because like there's a lot of things I like about the first one, but the second one, like I think it was just Sadie Sink's like her performance itself was just so like amazing. Like I was just like, wow, like you can really just kind of feel for this character. I do agree with Leo's point of view with the groups being kind of separate underground and then the rest of the campers are on top and all this craziness is happening. But it's man, oh man, I think I liked the second one a little bit more, probably solely on Sadie Sink's performance, but I did enjoy the, Stranger Things type group of the first movie. And I do agree with Devin about the kills being way more creative. Like this one, they were kind of just like, stabby
machete
like
to the face.
Yeah
it was cool. Like
it was I keep going back and forth,
whatever that was.
That was sick.
Unreal.
That was sick. I have to admit.
It was like I keep going back and forth because I'm like, which one do I like more? And I'm like, I really don't know because the first one really did blow me away, and it took me 2 times to really appreciate the second one. But I don't know. It's very, very tough. But part 2, 1978, the loops, not the loops, but I guess the twist. I was not expecting the twist at all. And we'll get into that here in a little bit when we talk about spoilers, but it kind of threw me for a loop. And like that twist itself made it worth it to me. And I was like, oh, okay. Like now I'm like on board. But for part 3, that preview, I'm like, yes, give it to me.
The preview is really good.
Yeah, definitely my cup of tea there. But yeah, those are just pretty much my thoughts there. I really did enjoy it, and I've been trying to get so many people to watch it. One of my friends who hates horror probably more than I do, she won't watch it. I'm like, well, you watch Stranger Things, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, it's like Stranger Things. It's basically
Stranger Things,
but with more blood, just a little bit more stabby, knife kills like in Call of Duty. But
did anybody think this post-credit was like way better? That first one from the first to the second movie felt like they were just spoiling so much. I'm like, yo, leave this to the movie, please. Like it showed us Sadie Sink getting like stabbed. I'm like, guys, this is way too much.
Yeah, I agree with that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it kind of did.
They were showing it.
Yeah, it did. And especially because they were paying homage to Friday the 13th. It's like you kind of know what's going to go down, right? Whereas like the next, for the third one, it wasn't that bad. But also it's not my vibe. where they're going in the third one. So I hope I don't like hate it or I feel underwhelmed because I'm loving the trilogy so far. I knew that was coming. I
That
saw
was
your
not
face. I'm like,
the
okay.
correct answer. No,
I'm sorry.
no, you're totally fine. Devin, give me your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm really excited when I saw the preview. I don't know if you guys seen the Evil Dead series at all, but it's kind of like Army of Darkness vibes, where they go back in time and are in like the Renaissance times. It's just putting all these characters in a weird time and just seeing how they react. Also, kind of like the Village vibes, I guess.
Oh God.
Yeah, which isn't a great one, but
I mean, like the original story was from R.L. Stine. You know, it is the same director between part 1 and part 2.
Because it was obvious that 1 was Scream and 2 was Friday the 13th. So I'm trying to figure out what the inspiration for 3 is.
The Vivitch, probably.
The Vivitch.
Yeah.
Baba Yaga, the Vivitch.
Baba Yaga's taking the donuts.
Oh my God.
Oh man, we always seem to go back to Marvel. It's okay. I love it. But yeah, so I mean, even with the I guess the synopsis itself definitely screams for Friday the 13th. I wasn't really a big fan of like Jason movies, well, especially growing up, but you know, this is Shadyside, 1978. School's out for the summer and activities at Camp Nightwing. That's a very odd name for a camp, by the way. Like anytime someone says Nightwing, I think of Nightwing.
Yep, Dick Grayson.
I think of Dick Grayson.
I wonder why. I wonder what you guys have been binge watching. I don't know.
I binge watched that a while ago. It was Leo's time. I passed the torch to him and said, "Yo, if you want to catch up with season 3, you gotta go through the pain."
Jesus, it's not worth it.
Yeah, so it's another Shadysider being possessed with the urge to kill. And the fun in the sun becomes a gruesome fight for survival. I love the synopsis. It perfectly explains everything that's going on, obviously without giving everything away. But if you didn't watch the previews for part 2. But was there anything else you guys wanted to touch on before we get into our spoiler section? No?
Spoiler time.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That is your first spoiler warning. We're going to be getting into our spoilers for Fear Street Part 2, 1978. Again, that is your second spoiler warning. So if you haven't seen this movie, turn back, pause the recording, pause the show, and then watch it and then come back. And, there you go. I see Leigh over there. So
we're not on camera.
Which, it's
still entertaining.
It's a different type of interaction, like we're recording the audio, but we get to see each other's beautiful faces. And Leo just left. No. And Leo turned his camera off.
This is a Zoom meeting.
He was like, "Oh,
present myself."
My God.
But yeah, so I guess we'll get into just the big twist of it all. The thing that I thought that I ruined for Devin was the reveal of, we thought Sadie Sink was the sister who died at camp that day, but it reveals that it was the other sister. So Ziggy is Christine. And then what was the other sister's name again? I could have sworn, I thought
Cindy.
Cindy. I was thinking Karen, but I was like, that's
The actress's name. The actress's name is Emily Rudd. So I really looked it up to see if any relation. It's not.
Yeah, it's not.
No
I looked
relation.
it up too. I was like, Emily Rudd. Paul.
Honestly, yeah. I thought so. During the beginning of the entire movie, we have the characters from the first movie visiting Christine, or at least I thought she was Cindy.
See, it's weird. I never even considered that. Like,
I don't know why.
I just went straight to, Sadie Sink is the main character. She's who we're following here.
Well, like, because when she is the main character, but she said, it's when my sister died at camp, and it cuts straight to Sadie Sink running in the woods, being almost burned which is crazy.
That was quite the intro.
That was quite the
homicidal camp goers.
Yeah.
So good.
So that's why I thought Ziggy was Cindy.
I was with you there, to be honest. 'Cause
It's
of the way they
weird.
cut it.
Because now we're going
Yeah.
back.
But
It's like everyone's like,
true.
wait, what are they talking about right now? It's like, no, it's like, trust me, if you watched it, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. But yeah, it's just, I really did enjoy just I like the twist. Like I said, it did pay off for me at the end, but I'm still trying to figure out how Ziggy or Christine, how did she survive? Because she was stabbed like 7 to 8 times.
I
Sorcery.
think she was
Witchcraft.
stabbed once.
Because she had to die first in order to does that work with the medical? It's like, she was stabbed like 7 to 8 times, and then I think his name was Chris.
Well, you are new to horror movies, so you will learn that nobody dies.
None of this matters.
Nobody ever really dies.
The logistics don't matter.
Because I think Cindy, they dug up in there.
Cindy.
Yeah.
She gone.
I was like, okay, I'm like, how is Cindy gonna come back from
Until
this?
they bring her back.
Which
And
is
I'm like,
kind of weird because isn't Ziggy the target? So I thought that was a little bit like, wait, why are they chopping her up? Because
They
in
have the
first
same blood,
remember
right?
They ran past Homeboy straight to the girl. So I was kind of like, well, why did they just lay into Cindy? But then later on in the continuity, they run past people to get to the target.
Well, is it because they have the same blood? That's all that I could think of.
Yeah,
because
that makes
Cindy's name was on the tombstone or the wall,
Cindy
right?
Or Ziggy that was
Or
on
did
there.
it say C period Berman, and then we didn't know which one it was?
It
'Cause I
might
Because
have been
they both are C.
That's right. So then that's how
man.
they kept throwing us out. Like, wow, you think you're so slick. They're both C, and then we're never gonna know. You named her Ziggy, and then like, oh, okay. Like, thanks so much for that twist. But yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it was said C Berman on there.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
see, then Cindy would have potentially been the target. then.
Exactly.
So Cindy was the target, or is it?
Because they laid
Christine?
into her, y'all. I think Ziggy might have got 2 or 3 little jibby jabs. Homeboy with the axe was just over and over. I was like, whoa.
There was one shot with the axe. Now that he brought it up, it reminded me of The Shining because they kept it was like pulling back, and then the camera would move with the pullback, and then they would hit like the door. I thought it was really cool that they did a callback to that. The
Yeah.
Shining was like my favorite, so the axe was brought up. I'm like,
Yeah, that was great. And even just like the engraving of when he pulled the axe up and it was just like that little slit from The Shining.
yeah, it was sick.
Really
It was
well
so
done.
cool.
Yeah.
What do we think about child murder? Off-screen children murder.
I thought it was.
I'm glad they did
It's
it off screen.
weird.
Yes,
Like, good,
Leo.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy they did it off screen. Yeah.
Because when that little boy with the glasses was in the little prison area, I was like, oh my God, if they show him, y'all, I might have to turn it off. But luckily it was like a cutaway. So I think that was a good move on their part because
If they were going to do it, that is the best way to do it. But I wonder if there's just a way to just kill off more dumb older teenagers than children.
They went through all the camp counselors
As they should. They're the first targets, as they should.
I was like, oh, they're just picking them off one by one, but it's like, no, like the kids are also in danger. They're playing this capture the flag game in Camp Nightwing. Sorry, literally just throws me off every time.
Camp Nightwing.
And it's Shadyside and Sunnyvale. I kept getting them mixed around. I was like, wait, because they both start with that. So I'm like, R.L. Stine, what are you doing? You're really messing with my brain right now. But so
Shadyside sounds like the worst town to live in ever.
Yeah, it
They're
does.
cursed, man.
Yeah. So they were the blue team during Capture the Flag, or what did they call it? It wasn't Capture the Flag, but it was
it was Capture the Flag.
Oh, it was Capture the Flag. Okay. I thought they called it something else.
It was a color name. It was
Color Wars.
Yes,
Color Wars.
That's what
Color
it was.
Wars. Yeah,
I'm like, you
that's
couldn't
it.
just capture the flag. You couldn't add.
But I think like Color Wars is the overarching war, and then Capture the Flag is a game within the war.
Oh, see, Devin's always thinking outside the box.
So smart. I would not have got that.
I've never even been to a camp, but that's just what I gathered.
I've been to a camp, but it was like 10 minutes away from my house. It was a day camp. I've never been. Well, no, that's a lie. Boy Scouts. I went away to Camp Manitowoc for a week. And yeah. So it was, I mean, it was kind of pretty much, it was Boy Scout stuff. So it's like essentially the same crap that they did at this camp, I'm assuming. But I wanted to ask you guys, what did you think about the side characters besides Cindy and Christine, the two main, between all the other, I guess, kid campers? Because I thought I felt like the kid campers were kind of just there. Like,
yeah, for me, I think the side characters in this one were a bit of a downgrade from the first one.
Yeah.
That's fair.
The overall acting and just caring about those characters.
And see, that's why I like the first one more, because I thought in the first one they were going to actually not kill off any of those characters. So I was like, okay, each of them individually is so well done. I don't think they're going to kill off any of the characters. And then we definitely learned by the end they were not fucking around with that. But the side characters, what's her name with the short hair? I forgot her name.
Alice.
Alice. Yep. Hair and Kate. It's all these Kate names, man.
Oh, God.
Who the heck knows? But yeah,
I didn't expect her to be there at the end. I didn't know she was going to be that important.
She was smoking up and doing stuff, man.
She was just ready for the drugs, y'all.
Yeah.
Give me the
she got
give me the drugs.
No. But I will say, with like the first movie, it felt more of like a group effort. Where this one was like there were two specific people that we were like focusing on. So that's the big difference. But I like that kind of. It was more of like you grew with the characters, and like the side characters weren't that important. It was more of like, let's focus on these leads. And
to be fair, like overall in the Friday the 13th movie, that's just how the side characters are. They're just dumb kids.
Yeah.
I mean, they're fun to
versus
watch.
Scream, where you have Gale and you have all them.
Yeah, Scream is more focused on all the other characters.
Yeah. So it's good that they're paying homage even in the writing of the characters. I thought it's really cool how they're doing that moving forward.
Yeah, especially for part 2. It's like, all the characters are kind of there during the beginning, and then they kind of veer off and come back together in some type of way. But we find out that Cindy's boyfriend was Baghead. Or we I could have told you that for a while ago. But they kind of did reveal, oh my God, it's him.
It does make him a lot scarier when he's got the bag on.
Yeah. And I'm surprised you can actually see out of that thing.
Potato sack.
I do think he's a better killer than Skull Guy from the first one. Or just the design is definitely better.
He started charging towards the end. I was like, oh, there's the running. He was booking it in part 1. I swear.
Well, see, this is the Jason Voorhees, and then the first one was the killer from Scream. Like, they had their little respective references, and it worked out. I mean, this dude, when he had the potato sack on his head, I was like, dude,
he's a little faster than Jason.
My man, holy crap! Like, he was definitely scary in the first one. I wonder how scary they're gonna get with this next one, because I feel like, what's her name? Karen? What was that lady's name? Sarah Fear. I feel like she's I feel like she is like the main baddie of the next one. So it's kind of like, is this the scariest we get?
Yeah, we're going back to witch times.
Yeah. And it wasn't me, and was that lady. I thought that lady that was in the first one was Sarah Fear. I guess not. I was wrong.
I do like how they like kind of incorporate all these small characters from the first one that we didn't know were even like relevant, and they just bring them into this one, like the two Good brothers.
Wait, which one?
The Good brothers, the mayor and the police chief.
Well,
they were in the first one, and then we just kind of brush it off, but then they bring them back, and it all kind of comes full circle.
Yeah, and they did. Man, he did Ziggy dirty. Like they're getting all like intimate and whatnot. Like, ooh, like I like it.
You're so weird. You read Stephen King? Yeah, I'm weird too. I read Stephen King.
He was
We're
like,
so
I
weird
don't read Stephen King anymore. It was Ruby Rose, whatever it was, the book club. They wanted to start together. I was like, how is he gonna do her like that? Like, oh, you just it's like, oh yeah, like I'm different. Like I really like you. And then towards the end, we're like, oh my gosh, what happened? She's covered in blood. Shadysiders, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
He's like, goodbye.
He was on
like,
some
wow.
jerk stuff towards the end, not believing her and stuff. Like, come on, man.
I mean, it's a cop for you.
It's like, no, I just stabbed myself.
I just tripped. Sorry,
Yeah.
officer.
What was Cindy's boyfriend's name? Like, yeah, he kind of just went crazy. He's like, I mean, yeah, he did, but like, there was
Tommy
like
Slater, the most 80s name ever. Tommy Slater.
Tommy Slater.
Slater.
Slade.
Bueller.
Bueller. Yeah.
Nobody got the reference. Hell yeah.
You're not that old, Leo. You're good.
Wow.
Oh my
Man,
god.
I'm like, geez, I might as well be fucking 30 years old.
I'm joking. Relax.
Oh man. But yeah, I wanted to pass over to Leo, give him a chance to, if there's anything you wanted, any points about the movie or anything you thought were interesting, any likes, dislikes you have, and we'll kind of go around the old show.
So I thought it was pretty interesting to bring back the killers that they referenced in the first one. Like when they were all getting chased, and I was like, oh, there's the bat dude. There's a couple others that we recognized. Yeah, the kid with the bat. And then there's a few others that we recognize. I thought that was like a nice detail to reference the first one. I like it's so weird because I'm like, dude, not used to this at all. I like the stepping backwards because it just reveals more of the story that we already know. And I think that works in this context, especially with like a horror trilogy that's just back to back, week to week. I think it's very well executed. Overall, though, I do still like that first one just a pinch more. Because whenever I'm reaching for my horror movies, I'm going for Scream over Friday the 13th, which might be a hot take, but that's just me. And yeah, pretty good little movie. It was fun. I think I'll probably go back and watch it before I watch part 3, but I think that part 3 is going to round out this trilogy really well. Very well might be my favorite since the witch is like.
And that's what I'm telling you. I'm excited for 1666. So like as soon as it's on, I'm like, okay, yes, let's. Like I love the whole, I guess you can call it like a period piece or just like, the old timey stuff, but yeah,
It'll be more entertaining than Little Women, that's for sure.
Okay.
Ooh,
Wow.
Shots fired.
Can we not? Like,
Someone got a stray.
we gotta edit that out, Christian.
All right, Leo, that's strike one.
Sorry, y'all.
No.
Like I was saying.
Rude.
That's strike one, Leo. Don't do that. No.
He's already strike 3 from you. What's wrong with you? You get strike 1. Christian, come on, up that shit.
I mean,
Up
I like
that shit.
I love
Strike
Little
300 from
Women.
Amanda.
Little Women 2019 is phenomenal. And I'll just
Yes, it is. Period. Boom.
Literally was
But
in that movie theater,
Midsummer
like,
better.
Yes, Midsummer is fantastic. Better than Hereditary. We'll say that.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
I think they're equal.
Hereditary didn't.
That is
have
not what you said last week, Devin. No.
I said I like both.
Hereditary had Toni Collette. So
Yeah, she's a knockout, but like that third act, oof. Just
both of them in the third act are oof.
I
Both
mean,
of them.
Ari Aster's an interesting person.
He really
His second act be like killing it when the movie
Yes.
turns on itself.
Yeah.
The pole in the first one, and then and then it's
Yeah.
Midsummer. The people
Yeah.
picking out the clip. That stuff is genius. And then we get to
Fantastic.
this third act where it's kind of like, where
Yeah,
you going?
the
bro?
bear suit. I think
Yeah.
for Midsummer, he wanted to have like white, like the aspect ratio. He wanted like the white bars on the top and bottom. So
Yeah.
like, and I was like, ooh, I don't know. You're gonna be blind a lot of people in these theaters.
It was
Getting a
Midsummer
little-
did feel like the more mature film, though.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Let me pass this over to Amanda. Give us any other lingering thoughts that you had.
Yeah. I'm like Leo said, it's so weird because I gravitate towards Scream more than Friday the 13th. And I think that for me, this second installment, the pacing was just better for me than the first one. I feel like the first one in the middle kind of dragged, and like there were like, you could say there were multiple endings in the first one where I thought it was going to end and then it didn't. And that's kind of where it fell flat for me. I'm not saying the kills weren't great in the first one. It's just the fact that like there were moments where I'm like, oh, it's going to end. And then bam, they move to another location, and then, oh, it's going to, and then it moves again. But with this second one, I loved everything about it. The aesthetic, the music choices, the production design, all of that, just going back into the late 70s. I thought it was really well done. But it's also great because we get another layer added to a story that we were looking forward to in the first one. And you get more clues and it adds up, and there's a connectivity to the grand scale of it, of what's like Sarah Fier is doing to everyone that she possesses. So we're just getting deeper and deeper. And like, this is a typical sequel. It's a typical second installment. And I think it really did the job extremely well. But yeah, this one edges the first one for me. I am excited about the third one. I think Netflix has a fantastic concept on their hands. The rollout of this trilogy is brilliant, and we don't have to wait that long for it. And that's what I love about it. And everyone's hyped for the next one. So I hope that they continue making horror films in this way and releasing it in this way, this kind of rollout, because I think that if you do it with other films in other genres, it might not work as effectively. There may not be that cliffhanger, that hook. So I really love that they're doing it with the horror genre, and they're paying homage to such great classics. So I'm vibing, and I love this trilogy already.
Okay. All right. Devin, let's pass it over to you.
I'm glad you brought up the music, because Carry On My Wayward Son just slaps every time.
Yes.
I have to agree with what you said about Netflix. I mean, not only to do this kind of like trilogy weekly release, which I think is also genius, but doing it backwards. Like they really went for it here, and it's definitely paying off so far.
Yeah, that's very true. I wanted to ask you guys really quick about the mythological part of everything with Sarah Fier and like the hand and the body being reunited. I guess I wanted to really comment on like how, where camp was. It's like now like a mall type area. I really like the whole layout of where like, oh, well, this is where Sarah Fier died. And, apparently her hand was supposed to be buried underneath the tree, but it was like underneath that like red moss area, which was kind of strange because it's like, so like where, I guess my question is like, where technically is Sarah Fier? Because, she made a deal with the devil to, give up her hand to like live forever. So was that like that gunk that we saw, like in the bottom of camp, like underground camp? Was that her? Was that kind of just like a embodiment spirit type thing? I don't know. You guys know what I mean? It's very strange.
My theory is that she lives through whoever touches her or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when they get the visions or whatever, my theory is that she lives within them. And she's probably trying to either take their body or something like that, because I think when the girl, like, we're in spoilers, so I think when the young lady from the first one goes back into the past, that's what made me think that, because it's like, okay, she's the complete embodiment of Sarah Fier, at least how it looks. So I think anybody that has the mark or the brand or whatever it is, touches or grave, whatever, she ends up like living in them a little bit.
Okay. Do you guys think that Sarah Fier is like related to like the main character overall of this trilogy? Or because at first, like when the first movie came out, I thought Sarah Fier was related to Sarah, the girl who's now currently possessed.
That would make sense. I think that's technically Sarah Fier within her.
Yeah. So I was like, well, maybe so. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe she's not related to anyone. I thought it would be kind of like
we'll find out now, won't we?
I guess. But I guess wanted to go around the pod here really quick. Did you guys have any, I guess, expectations or any kind of predictions for part 3? I guess we'll start with Amanda.
Oh man. That little snippet was really interesting because there were characters that were in the first one. At least I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
I just saw like a quick glimpse. So it's going to be really interesting how they're going to tie everything together. Maybe they'll kind of blend the characters together, if that makes sense, like their past and present selves, and see how that goes. But I'm just excited to see who Sarah Fear is and what actually happened to her. Obviously, it's in the 1600s, so like there's some wild stuff that happens in the 1600s. Apparently, with all this witchcraft, there was a joke that frickin' Catherine Hahn was going to make an appearance. So I highly doubt that'll happen. Agatha's not going to be in here, but I think it's going to be something really cool, and we're going to see a lot of witchcraft, which I'm excited for.
Mephisto will be there. Make no mistake about it.
My man. He is the person in Loki's castle. Mephisto.
Stop it.
Mephisto.
It ain't happening.
Or excuse me, Hydra Cat. It might be Hydra Cat.
Hydra Cat. Hydra Cat.
All right. I have a rogue theory to throw out here.
All right. Let's hear it.
I think the third installment will end with the witch traveling back to the late 90s, early 2000s. And she's in the woods. It's very scary and dark. And then it goes to a title card, The Blair Witch.
Oh my goodness.
Imagine, holy shit. I would actually get so mad though.
Turn that shit off so quick.
It's all an elaborate Blair Witch sequel.
Or a prequel.
That movie was bad.
I
Which
did
one?
not see it. This is what happens when you don't watch horror
Actually,
films. You don't get disappointed.
Was okay. See, the problem with the first Blair Witch is that we weren't there during the entire marketing.
Yeah,
so
it would have been a lot more hype.
Yeah, exactly. So I watched it last Halloween for the first time, and I'm like, this is what you guys are going crazy. But
I think the first Blair Witch lends to what type of movie it is. Totally found footage, camcorder, out in the woods. You know, it's kind of just like small scale. So I kind of like the psychological breakdown of it being the witch, if you will.
The beach.
The
beach.
This time I seen Anya Taylor-Joy, she killed it.
Oh, she's in that movie?
I didn't really like that movie, except for the goat.
Do you want to watch it?
Black Phillip.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. Leo, any last predictions and or just overall thoughts?
Now you got me thinking, is Sarah Witch a Berman? Maybe. Like, it would be kind of cool, I guess, if she was like an ancestor, but at the same time, I do kind of want her to be her own character.
Yeah, we don't need the Star Wars family trope.
Right. We don't need the Skywalkers making an appearance here.
Yeah.
But
you're Palpatine.
Yeah, no big predictions. Just close it out well, Netflix. Don't make this the worst part. And then we're just left like, well, dang, part 1 and 2 was great. And 3 kind of dropped the ball. Like, let's close this out well.
Yeah.
And hopefully they just solve the whole mystery of Sarah Fear and they can put her to rest. And because it seemed like messing with the bones wasn't the best idea.
Yeah.
I mean, like they found the bones in the first one. They found the hand in the second one.
The second one.
So you would think it's just the curse has been lifted, and it's like, I mean, that's what the rhyme or whatever the the poem says.
This next one they're gonna be like, "Bow, got your nose." Who knows what's gonna happen?
It's like, gotcha. Part 4.
Part 4. Oh my god! You know what, guys?
The directors
might just do that shit.
Do you think they will? Maybe, or keep it going.
They're gonna plant a seed at least.
Like something else is gonna happen.
Well, I mean, you guys all watch horror films. Like when it comes to the end of destroying the big bad, is it really ever over?
Nope. Michael Myers is still breathing.
He's still running around.
Yeah, my boy. Woo.
I really got to figure out what you guys like about these horror
movies. They're so much fun because we know the thing about horror movies is that we know all the tropes. And then when we watch them, we're like, oh, this is cool and how they incorporated this and they did it this way by adding their own spin on it. It's like, we know, and now it's like, it's not as scary, I think, because we know.
Yeah, when you're an
kind of.
adult, you realize these aren't real.
Yeah, and it
Wow.
changes the entire perception of it. It's true, because I was terrified. I wasn't allowed to watch horror movies as a kid at all. Like, I had to stay away from them. And my first movie was Scream, and I'm just so happy that I watched it when I did. So,
Yeah, for me, it was more of I just never liked Halloween.
I remember
growing up.
when Sinister first came out, all of our friends were going. We tried to get Christian to go, and he just like dipped at the last second. He's like, nope, not doing it.
Sinister was scary. Though.
Sinister is really good.
Let the goal, man.
I brought a
He
blanket,
had
man.
nightmares for days.
Yeah.
I did not sleep after that movie. It was insane.
But then the sequel, oh boy.
Yeah, it's just
Well, I'm like, how you gonna end the first one like that with the daughter killing everybody off? And then we're gonna go to the sequel where people, we make our escape, guys. Come on, don't do that.
Yeah, I have not had the best luck with horror, like at all. I don't know what it is, but it's like there's a lot of like horror thriller movies I'll watch. Like I love The Quiet Place. Ready or Not was really, really nice. I love
Ready or Not was
Midsummer. I mean, sat through The Conjuring.
We're in a bit of a renaissance right now, so it's a good time
Yes,
to get
we
in.
are.
good time.
Well, revival going on here.
Yeah.
Man, it's evil clowns for me, dog.
No.
Yeah,
I will not. No.
I'm terrified. Okay, so funny story. When I went to go watch It Chapter 1, I'm literally terrified of clowns. So I went to bed, and there, like, I have a bathroom like in my room. So when I went to turn over to the door, I saw like I was like sleeping, but I was like half dreaming, half awake. So I just saw like Pennywise and his hands coming around the corner,
Oh, yeah.
and like his eyes, like you know how like oh my god, and his mouth. I was freaking the F out. I had to literally turn every light on that night, and that was the night I came home after watching it. So
No.
and it was scary. You did your damn job, but shit, it was bad.
No. I mean, we'll probably cover Halloween Kills. I think that's what it's called.
Yes.
That trailer.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, it looks so good.
I'm
dude.
so happy.
He hates
Finally, the people
firemen.
are fighting back. Like,
Yeah.
it's about time, man. Like, y'all gonna let this dude trample down y'all's town for 20, 30 years and not do nothing?
He can't die.
Well, and it's kind of weird what they might be doing with this one. Like, they might explain what the heck is going on with Michael.
I hope so. So we finally know after X amount of years.
Whoa, like, I like being left in the dark. Don't tell us.
I don't know what that means, but was there any other closing thoughts anyone wanted to touch on before we give our scores for Fear Street Part 2, 1978? No?
We're good.
All right, so let's go around the show here. Amanda, what would you give Fear Street Part 2, 1978?
I'd give it like a B plus. So
Okay.
I'm sitting at like a 75%, 80% kind of, if we're doing number letter.
Yeah,
4
conversion.
out of 5. Yeah, that type of thing. I would do it around there for me anyway. I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Leo, what about you?
I'm sitting at like a 7.5, solid C. I think it was good, very entertaining. Looking forward to the fourth part. Wow. Looking forward to the third
Got
part.
you thinking.
Yeah,
Optimistic.
Keep it going, keep it going. All right, Devin, what about you?
Yeah, I'm around the 70s, like 74-ish range.
Okay,
Agree with
okay.
you guys. I wanted to go 78 just to match the movie, but
I was actually going to give it a 78 because I like it. That's like what, like a B minus? Solid B.
C
Yeah.
plus.
C
C plus.
C plus.
C
Well,
plus.
did I just not even give the percentage right?
No,
No,
you gave it a 75.
I don't know
I'm like,
how they
that's
do
a
it in
C.
Canada, but no, I'm
my
kidding.
bad. Sorry, the metric system just messing my
It's
Messing
true.
everything up. No, it's all good. Yeah, I would give it like a 78. I think that's like a C plus, B minus in there somewhere. I think I gave it like 4 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. It's really hard to like match your score to Letterboxd. So I think I told Devin this, I think it was like last time we recorded. I was like, well, because I gave Fast 9. I gave it 1 star out of 5.
I gave it. That is too generous.
Leo's face.
5.
Leo's like,
but family, come on, family.
But it didn't
I
like
messed around and gave it 2 stars. So
it,
I can't say
it
that.
didn't mess. It didn't like match like what I gave it here on the show. And I was like, well, is it important to kind of like make sure everything lines up, or should letterbox scores be different? Because it's like everything's so all over the place. And how do you equate, like, I don't know, 3.5 stars? Like, how would you equate that? Would it be like a B minus, a B
Well,
plus?
the math would just be a 7.
So make it even more complicated.
It's so,
With
I
the
don't
percentage.
know.
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you.
I have no clue either. But
Yeah.
anyway, I gave my score. Sorry. Anyway, that concludes our review of Fear Street Part 2, 1978. Wanted to thank you guys so much for coming on and talking shop about this movie. And when Part 3 comes out, you know, invitation is always open for you guys to come back on to round out this trilogy. I'm very, very excited for 1666. Again, Devin kind of like mentioned this a few weeks ago, and I was like, I don't know, I'm not sure, but I ended up watching it on my own, and I was like, oh my god, we have to talk about this. Like, it's really, really good. And like I said, I've been trying to get as many people to watch it. That and Black Widow. If people haven't seen it already, go watch it in theaters. If you don't want to watch it in theaters, spend $30, watch it at home. But I wanted to take this chance to go around the show here, starting with Leo. Let everyone know what's coming up on your channel and where they can find you.
Yeah, so you can find me at Geekly Goods on YouTube, y'all. And also you can come on over to TikTok and Instagram at Leo.Rydell, and then Twitter at Leo Rydell. And on Twitter, I like to talk food. So yeah, let's talk some food. But coming up on Geekly Goods, we've got a lot this week. Space Jam 2, Gunpowder Milkshake, talking about Loki and that finale.
Oh boy.
So much coming up, guys. I mean, there's a lot. So come on over to the channel, join the conversation, y'all, and we'll see you there.
All right, Amanda.
Well, thank you for having me. This is so much fun. Love talking about horror movies all the time. Christian, you need to get into it more because you'll love them. You'll really love them. You guys can always find me over at AMX NDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. You can check out my YouTube, Candid Cinema, and my website, candidxcinema.com. I have some Loki coverage dropping soon, and my Black Widow review is up right now.
Ooh. All right, Devin. Tell the people where they can find you.
That's your job.
All right. So, and of course, you can follow us over at Film Optix. That is Optix with an X, over at Twitter and Instagram. Trying to get a little bit better by using Twitter, but it's so hard to run like 2 accounts. So you can follow me over at musiccitynerd.com. I definitely push all of our Film Optix content through my main account. And if you haven't already, go check out our Black Widow review that we did a few days ago. That was a lot of fun. And Leo joined us on that one as well. I had to think about that for a second. I'm like, wait, yes, he was there.
Oh, shit.
It's been, I'm sorry. It's been such a long weekend. I mean, especially for you guys. So it's, definitely. But definitely check out our Black Widow review. Coming up here on the show, we have our Loki episode, episode 6 of finale coming up.
Yes.
No word on Space Jam as of yet, because Devin will be moving next week. So we'll just have to figure it out. I mean, it is what it is. And of course, we will be covering part 3 of Fear Street, titled 1666, when that drops.
When we getting those screeners?
I don't know. Dude, you got
Netflix. Where you at?
Yeah. And maybe Gunpowder Milkshake. It really just depends on, we're just waiting on those inboxes. But that's pretty much everything coming up as of right now. Like I said, Space Jam TBA, but you do have Loki looking forward to that this coming up Wednesday. And of course, part 3 of Fear Street. So that pretty much wraps up the show. Thank you again so much, guys, for coming on. And we'll see you guys in the next one. And that's a wrap for today. Thank you all for listening. And if you enjoy the show, we greatly appreciate it if you can leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and follow us on Twitter at Film Optix. That is Optix with an X to stay in the know. That was Devin. My name is Christian, and we'll see you guys in the next one.